For Asia earnings, so I mean, the Asia economic growth story and corporate earnings story is still intact. And what's really changed over the course of this year, and is so different from last year, is that we're getting a derating in what investors are willing to pay for that. So we've had a PE derating over the course of this year. So earnings strong, PE down. Lots of things can influence that: sentiment, external issues, internal issues. But we think for longer-term investors, as long as the underlying fundamentals and earnings growth remains strong, we're setting up for kind of a rebasing at a lower PE, and we would look to that as an entry point.
Your outlook, though, for Asia is somewhat divided, you might say. I understand you quite like what's happening in Japan, but elsewhere you're not so keen, particularly in the emerging markets. Is that fair?
Yeah, so I mean, globally, we've had an underweight view on Europe, underweight on US with a preference for growth, so the tech names, as you mentioned earlier. We've been overweight Japan for quite some time, which can sometimes be a frustrating position to be in, but sometimes is not. And within global EM, we've become more negative over the course of this year. There's such a big difference between last year and this year. A lot of it driven by the dollar strength this year, which is the complete opposite of last year. So that's not only a headwind for corporates, but it's also a headwind for the markets.
Do you expect it to continue, though, dollar strength, or stabilize somewhat?
Well, we expect it to stabilize around where it is, which is a better position than continuing to strengthen. So much is dependent, though, on where we go or where we come from after the current, I guess, stalemate on trade tariffs resumes after the midterm elections or sometime next year. Because the move from 25% tariff to 10 was very, very significant. It's kind of put everything on hold.
Right.
We're going to revisit that certainly at some point.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.